Welcome to the Spring 2016 Mental Recap. In this review, we'll go over the topics that were covered in the mental group sessions throughout this past semester. In addition, we'll take this opportunity to summarize the self-assessment results that the athletes completed, which gives an insight into their mental games throughout the spring too. The mental program is built around the mentally tough training at the Human Performance Institute and the work of Dr. Jim Lear, which emphasizes the development of character through sport participation. This semester's theme was the truth, which gives the athletes the opportunity to look into themselves to find their truth as people, athletes, and their tennis.
We started with a general idea of the truth by first exploring self-deception, why we avoid our truth, the ways we avoid our truth, and solutions to finding our truth. Some of the solutions we discussed were pausing, admitting that there is something going on, and being more self-aware. During the semester, we explored 3 of the 4 truth dimensions: mental, emotional, and spiritual. The mental truth is defined as what we think. This truth related to the athlete's ability to focus, what they say and how they talk to themselves, time management, and decision making. This truth was interwoven into our weekly mental practice, encouraging athletes to think more constructively. The emotional truth is defined as what we feel. This truth related to the athlete's ability to take responsibility for their training, to motivate themselves constructively without others' help, and recover from setbacks. For this truth, each athlete completed an emotional IQ test, which tested how well they were able to be aware of their emotions, how they process emotions, and manage emotions under stressful situations. We also had a guest speaker during this section of the series who explained facial recognition and how easily we see and show emotions during competition. The spiritual truth is defined as what we believe. This truth related to the athlete's commitment and passion for the sport, regardless of the prize or reward, their willingness to make sacrifices, and their adherence to the basic morals and values of sportsmanship. In other words, this truth focused on the athlete's relationship with their sport, their goals, and aspirations. For this truth, we spent the majority of the time breaking down their purpose and reasons for playing tennis. Each athlete was giving a why statement that they created before leaving the Evert campus, that they were encouraged to revisit throughout the summer break session.
At the beginning and the end of the spring 2016 semester, athletes completed an orientation packet which evaluated them on the truth, which surveyed their opinions on various topics to be covered during the semester. As a group, the athletes reported a perceived increase in their mental, emotional, and spiritual truths, with most of the growth in the following 12 categories.
Being willing to lose rather than cheat, competing because they want to as opposed to being pushed by others, that sport is good for them as a person, the love of the sport compared to the previous semester, the message and tone of their private voice helps more outside of sport, the amount of self-awareness, the time management skills, like the content of their private voice in competition more, their ability to feel good about themselves without the need of others' praise, love of competing, ability to not surrender, having a fighting spirit, and seeing sport as a great adventure.
There were no regressions in any of the areas measured. However, there were 7 categories that were identified as areas that would benefit from more work and further growth.
Giving my best in practice, wanting to compete even if there's no scholarship or ranking, being able to focus on the present in competition, staying focused for long periods of time, the fear of losing when competing, finding intensity without being so hard on themselves, and patience with themselves in tough times.
In the next academic year, we will be exploring in more detail the physical truth by working on increasing the athlete's ability to be physically and mentally aware. Our work will be practiced on and off the court through mindfulness exercises and biophysical awareness exercises. thank you for participating in the Spring 2016 review of the Mental Program. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me via email or on social media. Have a great semester.